Hi, y'all. Good morning. How are you? So, I am here at my dad's office. There are guys in the barn that is attached to the office. So, I am talking quiet because, again, nobody can know that I actually record these, even though they can watch them later. But, y'all, we're on jury watch. The jury received their instructions and they have gone to the jury room. So, I will be posting short video updates as they come in. So, we're going to start on the next one. Because they've already come back in the room because I forgot to put my earrings in today. They've already come back in the room or into the courtroom to be instructed on certain evidence that they were asking for. So head over to the next one. We will discuss that. It's a very brief update, nothing major. And I will update as soon as I have them. When we get a verdict, I will be going live. I will post on my Facebook. And yeah, probably just my Facebook. So if you're Facebook friends with me, you'll see it there. So anyway, I will go live and I will, of course, record it and post it later. So if you're at work or whatever, when the verdict comes in, we will discuss it when it comes. Okay, love you. Have a great day. I'll see y'all soon. Bye. We have our first jury update at 11:30 today. Let's get into that. Okay, so I am, you can kind of see my screen. I'm reading my comments that I put on my Facebook to make sure that I don't miss anything. I do have a thread going on my Facebook right now. I'll make this jury post public so that you don't even have to be friends with me to find it. My name is Emily Campbell on Facebook. You can find it easily enough. So at 11:30, jury has requested a transcript of Jake's testimony. Judge said it is 764 pages, and prosecution is worried that the jury will focus on parts of testimony out of context. Defense wants them to have, quote, accurate information. Court bringing up the jury to give them further instructions and caution about using these transcripts. At 11:45, the jury was brought in for instruction. They left the alternates in the room, but they did bring in the 12. Jury was brought in for instruction. They were cautioned by the judge. The problem with this is that if they focus on one part of the testimony, depending on who was doing the questioning, it could be taken one way or another, and that they would not be getting the testimony in its full, and that they would be putting more weight on one witness than another by requesting transcripts of this one, but using their collective memory of another one. The jury opted out of the transcript pretty quickly. He asked if they still wanted it, and their foreperson, who is a woman because she spoke, said they opted out of the transcript. They didn't. She said, we don't need it. So the jury also, sorry, the people who are making my balloon for my elf or for the elf welcome thing tomorrow just messaged me and it popped up and I couldn't see it. The judge reminded the jury that several pieces of evidence that they had requested in writing, everything that the jury requests has to be in writing and notes to the judge, were placed in the jury room for them to look at freely and as often as they want. He reminded them not to hesitate to ask for more evidence if needed or wanted to look at, to not hesitate to ask, and it would be provided to them. At 11:45, the court adjourned and the jury went back to the jury room to deliberate. I don't think we're going to be deliberating real long. I really don't. So that's update number one. If we get any more, I will update you. And if not, I will see you all at verdict time or tonight, whichever comes first. Bye. Have a great day. What's up, guys? I don't know if you were on the live earlier or not, but verdict came in. Sorry, I'm in the parking lot trying not to get distracted or something. I park in a municipal lot. It's a little terrifying. So, guess what? Y'all, we did it. He's guilty. Guilty on all 28 counts. Guilty on 8 counts of aggravated murder for the murders of Dana Roden, Chris Roden Sr., Frankie Roden, Hannah Mae Roden, Chris Roden Jr., Kenneth Roden, Hannah Hazel Gilly, Gary Roden. All of them. Fuck you, George. So that was just the quick update for now. I have a lot of things I want to say. I'm going to make some videos tonight. I don't know. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that true justice was served and that these poor victims can rest in peace. I'm actually starting to get a little bit emotional about it. And I don't get emotional. I don't cry. I am so happy. I'm so happy. I didn't even know these people, but I feel like we've spent so much time with them at this point, these victims, the Roden and Gilly families and the family left behind. I'm so happy for them. I am so happy for them. Literally, my eyes are stinging in tears right now. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm leaking. All jokes aside, we got a guilty verdict, guys. I will see you all later tonight. We'll talk. We'll make videos. I love you. Today is a great day to be a Pike Countyan and former Pike Countyan. I love you. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Hi, everybody. Tonight is a great night. Today is a great day because today is November 30th. And on November 30th of 2022, George Wagner IV was found guilty on all counts, finally receiving justice in the brutal, brutal murders of the Roden family and Hannah Gilly on April 22nd, 2016. So there's a lot to unpack. The verdict came down very quickly. I haven't even made my videos on the defense's closing arguments yet. Pretty irrelevant. I am going to make them, though. I'll probably sum it up in like maybe one, maybe two videos. Honestly, it wasn't worth much. However, I think the thing that sealed George's fate was said during their closing arguments. We'll get into that, but today is not about George. Today is about the Rodens, and they are one step closer to having all of these murderers face their judge, jury, and I wish executioner about the terrible, terrible things that they did. I don't know. I don't really have eloquent words to say about it, and I don't have a good way to end it. I mean, this is the best ending that could have happened. He's fucking guilty on all counts. All counts. And like, look at what we went through to get here. And I say we, but look at what has happened to get here. We had a prosecutor that, was hit and miss. And we had so many times that I thought, if they keep doing this, we're going to get a mistrial. And, the arguments with the newspapers and Derek Myers being Derek Myers, getting kicked out of things and, pictures that were being shown that weren't supposed to be, but we made it. We're here and he's guilty on everything and he will never again be with his family. He will never again see his son, I hope. And that is a beautiful thing. Because the fact is, George Wagner, Jake Wagner, Angela Wagner, Billy Wagner, and anyone else who may have helped them before, during, or afterwards, they don't deserve to see the light of day again. They don't deserve to see their family. They deserve to live the rest of their lonely, miserable existence rotting in a jail cell, in a prison cell. 3 hots and a cot for the rest of their life. And they deserve so much worse than that. And they're lucky that's what they get. So, time to start wrapping up. Yes, I have a Truvies Beauty Spot shirt on. It's my favorite. And I actually just found it again. I put it somewhere when we moved and I could not find this shirt. And I finally found it the other day. It was in a bag of my clothes. Imagine that. But it was in a bag that I honestly forgot that I didn't put away. So, I found it and I'm pretty happy about it. I just really hope that tonight the Wagners are sleeping terribly while the rest of us sleep a little more soundly and a little more peacefully. And I hope the Rodens are somewhere having themselves a party. Knock yourselves out. Y'all have been through 6 years of absolute fucking hell. And then this little motherfucker made y'all sit through a trial that brutally brutally described and showed pictures of your family members at the unbelievable end of their life. Go party it up. Party it up, kids. Few thoughts that I have about the verdict. One, not surprised. I genuinely was going to be surprised if it went past today and tomorrow morning at the latest. I fully expected them to go back, do the paperwork, read the instructions, ask questions, take a preliminary vote, all vote the same, which was guilty, and come back out. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if any jury members have talked to the media yet, and I don't know if they're willing to or if they're planning on it. I hope one does. Hey, if you know somebody who was on this jury, give them my name. I would love to talk to them. Love to talk to them. They don't have to do an interview or anything, but I would love to talk to them. I'm sure Anjanette Levy or that YouTube lady will end up talking to him because they have more pull than me, and I'm just the TikTok girl. That's okay because I have my TikTok fam. But anyway, I don't know if that's what happened, but I feel like that's what happened. I feel like they all went in there, took a vote, and said, "Oh, so we just all agree this guy's guilty, right? Yeah, okay, sign here, let's go." And I mean, I don't know what this dude was thinking. I don't know what these attorneys were thinking. You're going to tell me that you're going to stand up in front of a jury of a bunch of women, probably mothers, and if not mothers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles? I guess they might be uncles. I don't know. You're going to stand up in front of all these women, show them pictures of babies laying in bed next to their bloody, massacred mothers, then proceed to talk about it and expect to get a not guilty verdict? Bitch, please. Head over to the next part. 2, 3, something like that. Wrap up part 2. So, now that we have gotten one step closer to justice for the Rodens, we do not have any information. I'm sorry, I keep flipping my hair. We do not have any information on Billy at this time. I'm sure it'll come out. If he decides to go to trial, we will, of course, cover that. I don't think it would be in his best interest to do so. But, I mean, also from an attorney's standpoint, I mean, you could roll the dice. What's the worst that's going to happen? You go to prison for life? You're not, and, what's the best that could happen? They could acquit you. So I think that was kind of the mindset on George. So if Billy has attorneys that have a brain, they could tell him the same thing, or they could tell him you could waste 2 months of your life going into this courtroom and listening to everything being retold all over again and still come right back to this prison cell. So time will tell with that. In the meantime, I think that I've covered everything that I have wanted to cover about the Rodens. I'm interested to hear what the Piketon Massacre podcast says over the next week or two, because they are doing a season right now during the trial. So I am curious what they have to say. If they come up with anything interesting, I will, of course, relay that back here. Or if I read anything, see any interviews, anything like that, I will, of course, relay that back here, because I am, as my bio says, the Roden TikTok girl. So what are our next steps? Yesterday I hit a milestone on my channel. Is this my channel? My TikTok account? I hit 2,500 followers, which is something I never thought. 2,500 people would give a single shit about what I have to say, let alone enough to watch my videos, comment on them, interact with them. And I don't know. I never thought that. I've always wanted to do something like this, and I'm glad that there is a large number of people that seem to think that I should. So, I've actually already started my next project. The next one we are going to do, I would like to start staying in a true crime vein. Obviously, my channel's all over the place because same. But I'd like to keep it true to who I am. I'm not just a true crime person. I'm true crime. I do hair, I take midnight shopping trips for wax warmers, and apparently I collect Barbie ornaments now. But as of now, there's a few more local-ish cases that I want to cover, like the Hopper Road murders. I would love to get into Portsmouth, but I don't know if I can get into that or not. I'd love to talk on the girl from Greenfield, stuff like that. Head to the next part. Wrap up part 3. This is we're discussing next steps for this channel. I hate how my hair looks when both sides are over. Like, it just reminds me how short it is, and I hate it. I need to just put extensions in my own hair, but can't be bothered. So like I said, there are some local cases that I would love to cover, local-ish. They're not all like, this town or somewhere I've necessarily lived. There are like some cases I would like to cover that I don't think got a lot of traction. Like I said, the Hopper Road murders, that girl Maddie something from Greenfield that like went missing, but turns out she ran away with her boyfriend, and there was like a big stink after that. I would love to cover the Maddie Conley and Kelly Dummett from Greenup County, Kentucky. I would love to get into that because it was a big deal around here too. Like I said, I would love to dive into Portsmouth, but I still live here. I still work here. That's probably too far. The people involved in that are still very much around. They're still very much not in trouble for anything. And everything is alleged. Everything is, nothing's ever happened with it. So we don't know what's true and what isn't, what's exaggerated. And if you accidentally stumble into the truth, people seem to have things happen to them. So I might just avoid that one altogether. There's also, the missing women in Chillicothe. There's some other things. But what I would like to do, mixing with local things, I would also like to cover some famous ones and infamous cases. Not because we haven't heard them before, which some people haven't. If you're younger, there's a lot of them that you don't know about. But cases that I have opinions about that may not get talked about a lot, but people who watch and read and I just forgot how to speak. People who watch and read a lot of things pick up, and you notice things from this, this source that this one didn't mention, and you can kind of cross watch things and pick up things, and you can kind of develop your own theories of what you think happened. Now, of course, it would basically be the same thing as this. We don't know what happened. We don't know anything, but I would love to do that. I would love to do like an infamous or famous case, then like a local one. And these wouldn't be nearly as long because these are mostly ones that are either done and solved and tried, or they are unsolved and at a stalemate stopping point. So that's what I'm thinking for the direction of this channel, along with the standard stuff like my lifestyle stuff, the clothes, the makeup, the hair, the stupidity, all of that. So like I said, we are going to start doing some more true crime related content. Of course, why wouldn't we? I mean, that's what we've been doing. Why wouldn't we keep doing that? So I've come up with what I want my first one to be. And I came to this because of a documentary that just came out, and because I actually was talking about this at work, and there are a few people at my work that aren't familiar with this story. That they are, but they aren't. They've heard of her and they've heard of it, but they don't know much about it. And that, of course, is Casey Anthony. Now, if you have been living under a rock, Casey Anthony has a new docu-series. It's 3 episodes out on Peacock. I'm not 100% sure, but she was paid for this. And that's where the problem lies. So a lot of people have said they will not watch it. They're not going to give her money. Well, I already gave Peacock my money because I paid for a year of Peacock in advance. Because the annual price is a lot cheaper. So I've already paid for it. So I can see something in my hair and it's bothering me. I'm going to watch it so you don't have to give her any money. I've actually already watched the first episode, but I'm going to watch all 3 of them and make videos about that. I'm going to first start making videos about the case itself. We're going to sum up what happened in order, go through the trial, And then we're going to get into the documentary, and then we can get into what we think happened. Maybe a week apiece. I don't know. We'll see. It just depends on the length of the case. Something as big as like Casey Anthony, there's a lot of material that you could cover. Now, this is not going to be like covering another Wagner trial. This is absolutely not going to be 3 fucking months of me going over shit every night. Absolutely not. However, I would like to start doing things like that for people that, and people in this app are so young, they weren't even born for John Benet Ramsey, which blows my fucking mind. But that's another one. I have a lot of theories, and I have, not necessarily evidence because I haven't seen it, but I have interviews and things to back up why I think what I think. So I would like to start getting into those people, these infamous cases that people reference and talk about that we may not actually know the full story behind. So we're going to start with everybody's most hated mom. We're going to start with Casey Anthony. So I'm going to start that tomorrow, probably. And we will go from there. Now, I am going to finish up my closing arguments videos with the Wagners so that we have the full story. I will do those tomorrow as well. I love you. Let me know your thoughts in comments of any of these videos. Have a great day. I was going to try to post the moment of the guilty verdict and our reactions at the salon, but guess who's banned from lives again? So I went to download it and it wouldn't let me because it said it violated community guidelines for bullying and harassment again. Like, listen, TikTok, I get it. Like, I absolutely think you need to have guidelines for these things. But first of all, I see way more questionable stuff on lives than me talking shit about a man who was just found guilty of murdering 8 people, including 2 women laying in bed with their babies. So if you would like to go ahead and review that, that'd be great. For the rest of you, I can't go live again until Saturday night at 4. So, sorry about it. We won't be having any live reactions to verdicts anytime soon. So, love you. Have a good night. Bye.